Hey, what's up, guys? Rampedi here. The episode after the MTN 8 semi-final first leg. Let's be honest, we know the two teams in the final. Let's go.
That's how it goes?
They keep asking about the best when they know it's me.
Okay.
Asking about the rest when they know it's me.
Straight in, I guess.
You know it's me.
The MTN 8 semi-final first leg took place this past weekend. Moegoe came very close, almost, to beating Mamelodi Sundowns, but Brandy did say that almost doesn't count. The tactics nearly got the better of Rulani, but eventually became a 1-0 draw. Orlando Pirates getting the crucial victory in the Western Cape. Obviously, Stellenbosch shooting themselves in the foot with that red card. But did we get a clearer picture of the two teams that are going to be in the final? Because for me, I think we did. Yep. I asked you guys, because maybe it's just me, but I asked you guys. Sundowns have got the away goal, right? They've got the away goal against Kaizer Chiefs, and Orlando Pirates have got the away victory against Stellenbosch. Can Stellenbosch or Chiefs turn it around? And this is what you guys had to say. So this one is from Bongani Sefafe on Twitter. He says Kaizer Chiefs are still in it for the win. Kaizer Chiefs need to go to Sundowns from the first whistle, because if they sit back and let Sundowns pass the ball around, they will lose by 3 or 4 goals. Second leg, go big or go home. You know what's funny? I second that. You know, Moegoe, like if you are going to go fight for a trophy, like you might as well go all out, because Kaizer Chiefs need to score within the second leg. This one's from Justice Chakwe. He comes with saying that Stellenbosch will win 1-0 and it will be 2-2 in the Kaizer Chiefs and Mamelodi Sundowns game. Now, with those numbers, it means that Stellenbosch will be knocked out. Orlando Pirates will go to the final. Kaizer Chiefs will proceed because they scored 2 away goals. Another question from therefore Maile. He asked a very good question, because a lot of the times people are asking this question: do we still have away goal rules in the PSL? Because in Europe, they've scrapped them off. So the Champions League is not there. The Europa League is not there. But in Africa, yes, guys, they're still operating on away goal rules. So it's very crucial what will happen in the second leg. Love this one from Tizana. He says 27% FC. So that's Kaizer Chiefs. Says they stand no chance against the Brazilians, with Shalile and Zwane coming back at the home team. Stellies will put up a good fight against Orlando Pirates, but it's Mamelodi Sundowns and Orlando Pirates in the final. A match South African football deserves. He's right. It's a match that we definitely do deserve. If we move on to the Facebook comments, Voiswa says, I'm a Chiefs fan, but it's over. We failed to manage the game twice this season against Mamelodi Sundowns. He's definitely right. The last one, very interesting. He says, I'm going to save this comment. Sia on Facebook says it will be Stellenbosch and Kaizer Chiefs in the final. I don't know what he had, but I don't definitely think it will be that way. Mamelodi Sundowns, Pirates in the final for me. I think they're the two best teams. They kind of showed their quality over the weekend as well. And to be fair, it's the one that we all want. Let's be honest. It's the one that we all want. The two best teams within the country. So for me, Mamelodi Sundowns and Orlando Pirates. I'll see you guys in the final. Been in the football industry for decades, the director of Unplayable, Tiyani Mabasa, is on Playing the Field with Shakes. I asked him, sharp, Kaizer Chiefs got the draw against Sundowns. They're picking up points in the league. But do you really like how they are playing?
The next guest we have on Playing the Field with Shakes is someone that I highly respect. A journalist who's been in the industry for years and years and years, and who's also the director of Unplayable, the publication. Tiyani Mabasa, welcome to Playing the Field with Shakes.
No, thanks for having me, boss. And it's a pleasure, man, being a part of your show, yeah.
No, man, I really appreciate it. You know, Tiyani, one of the questions I wanted to always ask is the fact that you worked for big publications before, but now you are capable of starting your own. Is that the new direction? Is that the direction that perhaps people should be taking, starting their own platforms?
Yeah, no, absolutely, 100%, boss. Because I think for some time is the thing is we rely on your 8 to 5 jobs, where football is not even that, and we also have to come out and show that we are more than capable of doing our own things. I mean, if you can do it for a big publication and you put in excellent performances week in and week out, but you you look down on yourself in a sense that you don't even believe you can start your own publication. That for me, is not good enough.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So we are more than capable. You know, if you check, since small publications came through to challenge the bigger ones.
Yeah.
You know, things have changed a lot over the past few years. You know, where you see small publications are actually dominant over the so-called big publications.
No, 100%. I mean, you can see publications like Unplayable, for example, they're giving us the news and they actually get more engagement than what your preferable traditional old publications are doing. And the MTN took place this past weekend. Now, what was interesting is that Kaizer Chiefs almost got a win, and then it came out as a draw. But the big talking point that people were talking about, Boza, is the fact that it's the style of play that Kaizer Chiefs was playing at home, 21% ball possession and stuff. What are your thoughts regarding Kaizer Chiefs playing that way? Did they have to do it that way, or is it just sad that Chiefs was playing in that particular way?
Yeah, honestly, boss, it's actually very sad for me to watch Kaizer Chiefs play in that way.
Yeah.
Because for people that have seen Kaizer Chiefs over the years and have been privileged to watch Kaizer Chiefs in the past, I find it very strange that the Kaizer Chiefs can play in that way. And boss, we can't run away from the numbers. The numbers tell you a big story. As you rightly put it, 21% ball possession. You are playing in your own backyard. It doesn't make any sense, And when you actually, Kaizer Chiefs in this case, when they were 1-0 up with about 20 minutes, then I think that's when they introduced Frosler, And that was a clear message to Mamelodi Sundowns that Kaizer Chiefs were now going to sit back.
Yeah.
And you can't do that against a quality side like Sundowns,
Yeah.
I think for me, if you go back to the other games as well, Kaizer Chiefs fans were not happy, even when they played against Amazulu and won 3-0,
Yes.
Lots of complaints from the fans about the type of football that they play. The Kaizer Chiefs that we all know is a team that will attack and that will show no fear. In fact, let me put it this way. Teams previously, they used to be very scared of Kaizer Chiefs, whether they were playing at home or away, Kaizer Chiefs. And we all know Kaizer Chiefs will always have the fans, whether they are home or away, So they used to, put fear into the opponents.
Yeah.
Kaizer Chiefs, wherever they play.
Yeah.
Now, if with that type of play, you are going to have opponents, even if they are, your relegation candidates or your mid-table teams, they are going to have a go at you because the way you play is that you are showing fear of the opponent. I don't think Kaizer Chiefs can continue with that kind of football and make a success, boss.
Now, I mean, before I get to you predicting how the second leg will go, Mamelodi Sundowns were taking shots from range. It seemed like they were lacking a focal point per se. There's been talks that Kaisa Maya could be going to Mamelodi Sundowns. Are they in the market for a striker? Do you know of anything of that nature, and who are they in for?
Yeah, no, absolutely. They've actually been monitoring Kaisa Maya's situation for some time, and I won't be surprised if they make a push for it before the close of the transfer window.
Yeah.
But I think Sundowns' reality is that they have to understand that, Peter Shalule for them is a big, a factor, Sometimes I see, Sundowns fans talking as if they don't need Peter Shalule, saying they can do without him. Not a lot of that. I just see comments on social media, not in big numbers though, to be honest. But the mere fact that one or two Sundowns fans can say that worries me because, in fact, the way I look at it is that the work rate of Peter Shalulile is so high that you can't afford to do without him.
Yeah.
You know, it's easier for the opposition. Look at it this way. Right now, your Sundowns are then forced to play Ribeiro more as a false nine. You know, because then Shalule is not around, so they have to be appreciative of Peter Shalulile.
No, 100%. A quality striker. Now we have to get to it, the prediction stage. You've seen the first leg at FNB, second leg at Ridgeville, Lucas Masterpiece Moripe Stadium. How do you think that's going to go, Boza? Is it Sundowns easily, or can Chiefs do something here?
Yeah, not an easy one, boss. But what I anticipate is that if Chiefs sit back and play the way they did at FNB, they have lots of problems.
Yeah.
Because Sundowns will score, you know. Yeah. If they take the game to Sundowns, they have a very good chance. The problem for Chiefs now, conceding that goal, it means that for them to go through, they must score.
Yeah.
You know, because of Sundowns away goal, you know. It means Chiefs must score. So which means then the approach must be in recognition of the fact that it's a cup game. It's wafa. You either win or you are out. It's as simple as that.
No, 100%. I think Mulvintegi has to sort of change that. Now, obviously, we had another first leg, which happened in Western Cape. Orlando Pirates taking on Stellenbosch. Now, Orlando Pirates won that 1-1. I mean, this one is over, right?
Boss, this one, to be honest with you, it looks pretty over, you know. And the one thing I don't think we recognize about Pirates, you know, bar Sundowns, I think they're the most consistent team in the PSL. You know, I think in the last 25 matches, they've got about 19 wins, you know, to go with about 4 draws and a loss, you know. So you can see that, you know, it's a mountain to climb for Stellenbosch, because Pirates now have the 2 goals away. Now they're playing at home. I don't see you know, Stellenbosch, you know, scoring 2 goals away, you know, at Pirates. So for me, Pirates, if they can play the way they've been playing all along, and which is the right approach, you know. If you check, they score goals. You know, they have Buma Swangani to create the assists. They have Nipasa also on form. You know, all they need is an early goal, and it's definitely over for Stellenbosch. I don't see Stellenbosch in any way, whichever way I've analyzed it. I just don't see Stellenbosch, you know, make it through at the expense of Pirates, boss.
I mean, that I totally understand. I mean, Pirates are very hard to beat even at home, but they faced off on the other side Mtetwa, who was unbelievable for me with regards to Stellenbosch. Are you surprised that he's still at Stellenbosch?
Very surprised, boss. Very, very surprised, you know. Kaizer Chiefs have been after him for quite some time. Yeah. And the last thing, you know, you expect is for them to pull out of that race, you know. You know, I expect the Chiefs to make him one of their signings.
Yeah.
And if you have him in that Chiefs midfield, and now look at you know, look what happens when you buy quality. Look at Castillo, for example.
Yeah.
You know, that's when you go out and you make a big sacrifice and you say, let's bring in quality players. Even when they look like they're not really in the game. Quality players, they always subscribe to this thing of the class is permanent. You know, even when you've written them off, you haven't seen much of them in the game, they always come up and you know, show their quality, and that's exactly what this guy has done.
No, 100%, and that's what they need to do. Mtetra, the transfer window is still open, so we'll see in terms of that movement, that what's going to happen there. Bafana play next. I mean, they play their friendlies. For you, what are you hoping to see? Is there any like player that you're looking out for? Like, that for you, what are you expecting from these friendlies? I guess from Bafana.
No. You know, the one thing that maybe I may admit, you know, is that I'm getting into a safer zone where I now, you know, as much as we have a lot of disagreements with the Yogo Bros, you know, in terms of how we see things as football fans and how we see things, you know, there's more stability with Bafana now. You know, you can see that we are heading somewhere, as much as we believe that there are players that shouldn't be there, and there are players that must actually make the team. But as long as he's winning games, he's doing well, nobody's going to question it, And from the games, over the friendly games, I'm hoping that the fans as well, we must understand that these are friendly games ahead of the AFCON, and there will be a lot of, tryouts, where the coach is going to say, let me play things this way. And these may affect the results. You may not get the results that you want, but the big question is he achieving something in terms of putting together his team ahead of the AFCON? That is the most important thing. I think if we can understand that as football fans, that some friendlies are not necessarily for, to win them at all costs. Sometimes it helps that the coach is in a position to try out certain players in certain positions to see how they actually fit in before he announces his final team. As much as we want to win all the time, and winning is very important, but I think we just need to understand that as well, boss. Then we can see where he's going with his team.
Oh man, that's gospel, man. And you know what, Boza, you've been a great guest on the show. The last question that I have, for someone who's been doing it so long, for someone who started their own publication as well, what is your advice for the future students of the game that are going to come into the industry?
Boss, there's one thing I always preach, and that is passion. If you don't have passion for something, it's going to fall flat. For example, not to praise you because I'm speaking directly to you, but I've seen playing the fields with playing the field with shakes. It comes from a deep situation where you are very passionate about what you do. Every day you push, not because you must do it, but because you're passionate about it. And as I've seen, other football journalists come through, and they don't last the distance because they are not passionate about it. But you see the ones that are passionate about it, they'll always last the distance. So all I'm saying is that if you are passionate about this, industry, about football in general, you'll never go wrong. But as soon as you realize that this is not your passion, don't even get into it.
No, 100%. What's up, Tiyani Mabasa, the guest on Playing the Field with Shakes. Want to say thank you so much for being a guest. Amazing journalist, and I wish you all the best.
No, thanks, boss. I've seen some great guests on your show as I follow the show every week, and for me to be a part of it, it's a huge privilege, boss, and I want to thank you for that.
Nah, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Please keep well, yeah?
All right, boss.
Who was up to par and who became our star? But also, who fell short in this game we all love? Let's find out on Moegoe of the Week.
A number of star individuals this past weekend, but my star of the week comes from the losing team. Sibongiseni Mthethwa of Stellenbosch. He was everywhere. He was a 6, he was an 8, he was a 10, he was a 9. And if they didn't get the red card, I think he could have at least gotten something from that game with his team. The Moegoe of the week comes from the very same team. Moloi Sane got sent off, put his team into trouble. Guys, why do you guys tackle like this? Like, I just don't understand. Like, why you guys gotta be so reckless in such tackles? It's pathetic. That's my Moegoe of the week.
It's time for Bet of the Week. Get ready to win big by placing the right bets on the right games.
So club football takes a break. We bring back the international football. And this is my bet slip for this week. Norway against Jordan. I've gone with Norway win and over 1.5. Next one is Austria against Moldova. I've gone Austria straight win. France against Ireland. France straight win. Georgia against Spain. Spain straight win. Croatia against Latvia. I've gone Croatia straight win. Ukraine versus England. I've gone with England straight win. Germany against Japan. I've gone with over 1.5. Can't trust the Germans. And then USA against Uzbekistan. I've gone with USA win. Odds 8.8. Maximum that I could win is 3,400. And if you want to win with me, it's pretty simple. Click on the link below.
Remember to practice responsible betting at betway.co.za.
We've come to the end of the show. Now, before you go, I need you to do two things for me. Number one, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you're notified for future episodes. And secondly, check out Betway's promo.
I believe.
I believe.
I believe.
I believe.
I believe.
We believe.
I believe.
I believe.
I believe.
I believe.
We believe.
I believe.
Believe in the Bucks with a risk-free bet, and if they lose, we'll refund you in cash. Betway, official Springbok sponsors.